What if Batman and Iron Man were to go head-to-head? Who would win in a fight between these two iconic billionaires? Well, it's a tough one to call. Both are highly intelligent and skilled, but their abilities are very different. In this episode of the Greatest Superhero Battles, we will take a look at some previous encounters between the Dark Knight and the Armored Avenger. And with their latest meeting just coming out in the comics, now is the perfect time for this list. Here are the top 10 most powerful moments between Batman and Iron Man. Starting off at number 10, Batman vs. Iron Man. The Dark Knight comes to blows with the Armored Avenger in Detective Comics number 894. After a mysterious new villain named Midas manipulates Tony Stark into attacking Bruce Wayne, Batman tracks down Iron Man and confronts him in a warehouse. Even though Tony has no memory of the event, he defends himself against Batman's attacks and accuses the Dark Knight of being the real villain. In the end, Batman knocks out Iron Man by striking his suit's power core, causing it to explode and leaving Tony stranded in his powerless armor. So even though Batman lost in the end, he did take Tony out. So that's always a win in my book. Next up at No. 9, World's Most Dangerous Man vs. World's Most Intelligent Man. The Dark Knight and the Armored Avenger team up to face the Joker and his army of deadly assassins in Batman and Iron Man number 6. But as the battle rages, the Joker releases a deadly nerve gas, forcing both heroes to don special suits to protect themselves. During the fight, Batman reveals that he designed his suit to be compatible with the Justice League's watchtower, while Iron Man's suit can interface with the Avengers' tower, realizing they need to work together to defeat the Joker. Batman and Iron Man combine their powers to launch a counterattack, taking down the villain's forces and saving Gotham City. In the end, the dynamic duo defeats the Joker and his gang, proving that even mortal enemies can put aside their differences to save the day. Coming in at No. 8, Armor of God. In Batman and Iron Man number 2, a mysterious force is stealing advanced technology from around the world, and Batman and Iron Man team up to stop it. Their investigation leads them to an abandoned church, where they find the mastermind behind the thefts, a man named Marcus. Marcus reveals that he has absorbed the technology into himself and transformed into a new villain called the Absorber. With his newfound powers, the Absorber proves to be a formidable opponent. But in the end, Batman and Iron Man work together to defeat him. Coming in at No. 7, Batman Beyond. When Bruce Wayne travels back in time to the 21st century, he meets up with another version of himself, an older and more experienced Batman. The two team up to take down a group of criminals, but they soon find themselves facing off against a powerful enemy. Iron Man had been brainwashed by the villain and turned against his former ally. Despite the odds, Batman and Iron Man manage to defeat the villain and restore Iron Man to his senses. It's a great moment for the Dark Knight, as he shows that even the most powerful villains can be redeemed. Coming in at No. 6, We Are Batman. While attending a party at Wayne Manor, Batman is confronted by a group of armed assailants who demand that he hand over his secret identity. As the fight begins, Bruce manages to evade his attackers and puts on the Batman costume. He then uses his detective skills to track down the mastermind behind the attack, only to discover that it's none other than Catwoman. Despite their past history together, Batman and Selina Kyle have become uneasy allies, working together to take down crime bosses and other villains. This unlikely partnership has been explored further in recent years with the release of several Batman and Catwoman comic book series. Coming in at No. 5, Night of the Owls. In Batman number 43, The Court of Owls, a secret society that has controlled Gotham City for centuries, attacks Bruce Wayne and his allies. With the help of Iron Man, Batman is able to fight back against the Talon's court and protect Gotham. During the battle, Batman uses his knowledge of the Court of Owls to take down the Talons one by one, eventually confronting the leader of the organization, known only as the AOL, with Iron Man providing backup. Batman defeats the Owl and his forces, ending the threat to Gotham once and for all. Coming in at No. 4, Batman vs. Iron Spider. A group of supervillains known as the Sinister Six seeks revenge on Tony Stark by stealing his Iron Spider armor and using it to terrorize the city of New York. Batman and his partner Robin come to the rescue and engage in an epic battle with the Iron Spider. Despite the Iron Spider's powerful abilities, Batman and Robin are able to defeat it by exploiting its weaknesses and sending it crashing into a nearby building. With the Iron Spider defeated, Batman and Robin return to Gotham, feeling confident in their victory. However, they soon discover that the mastermind behind the Iron Spider plot was none other than the Joker. The clown prince of crime had manipulated events to lure Batman to New York, hoping to get a rise out of him. But the Dark Knight is unfazed by the Joker's taunts and vows to bring him to justice. Coming in at No. 3. Armor Wars. In the pages of Marvel Comics, Iron Man has long been considered one of the most powerful superheroes in the world. But what happens when he faces off against his fellow billionaire Bruce Wayne? The answer can be found in the event known as Armor Wars, which pits the armored Avenger against a host of villains who seek to steal his technology. But Batman soon enters the fray, believing that Iron Man is responsible for the crimes committed by the villains. This misunderstanding leads to a fierce battle between the two heroes, but they soon realize that they must put aside their differences to defeat the common enemy. In the end, Iron Man and Batman join forces to take down the villains and restore order to the superhero community. Coming in at No. 2. A Batman Story. In the pages of Detective Comics, Batman and Iron Man have had many encounters, but perhaps one of the most memorable came in Detective Comics number 894, when a mysterious new villain named Midas manipulates Tony Stark into attacking Bruce Wayne. Batman tracks down Iron Man and confronts him in a warehouse. Even though Tony has no memory of the event, he defends himself against Batman's attacks and accuses the Dark Knight of being the real villain. In the end, Batman knocks out Iron Man by striking his suit's power core, causing it to explode and leaving Tony stranded in his powerless armor. But the Dark Knight doesn't stand by and watch. Instead, he helps the fallen hero by activating a hidden bat beacon in his utility belt, which alerts Alfred Pennyworth to come and pick up the unconscious Tony Stark. It is a touching moment for the two heroes, and it shows that even mortal enemies can come together in times of need. And finally, coming in at our top spot, Batman vs Iron Man. Batman and Iron Man may seem like an unlikely duo, but they've teamed up before in the pages of Batman and Iron Man number 1, when a group of mercenaries attacks Sir Wayne Enterprises' facility in the South China Sea. Batman and Iron Man are forced to work together to defend it. Despite their initial reluctance, the two heroes soon discover that they make a great team, with Batman's detective skills complementing Iron Man's technological prowess. Together, they defeat the mercenaries and protect the facility, forming an alliance that would later become an iconic part of the DC and Marvel crossover events. Well, there you have it, folks. From Batman's detective skills to Iron Man's high-tech armor, these two heroes bring very different skills to the table. What do you think? Who would win in a fight between Batman and Iron Man? Let me know your thoughts below. And thanks for watching. Be sure to check out more videos like this one.